the New Eurekan Advisor, and today I'm a little sick. I'm a little sick, but I'm able to communicate with y'all, even though I'm very sick. So I'm laying down on my truck because just waiting for my load to be loaded. So I just wanted to talk to y'all about things that I think when I started this channel a long time ago, people see, that's the low right there. You see that? You all that shaking? Anyway, um, I wanted to tell y'all that when I started my channel a long time ago, I think it was like 2008. um, I meant it so that I could inform um, people, that are like myself, um, you know, people who are like, like that are race conscious and that are culturally conscious of who they are. And I wanted some, there to be some pride in those types of individuals. Sometimes it's really hard to reach our people, and our people in this case are black people, wherever they may be. And in my case, I was born and raised Puerto Rican, uh, but it was only until like, say I think about like 13, 14, I realized I was a black man, and I didn't know what that meant back then. You know, I seen things like Eyes on the Prize, and you see little snippets about Malcolm and Huey and Stokely Carmichael, and you're thinking, okay, that's what it is to be black. But then I didn't realize that a lot of these people, like Malcolm, Stokely Carmichael, a lot of these people had, even Minister Farrakhan, they had roots in the Caribbean, and I didn't even know that, back then. I just thought they were African Americans, but then I realized, I was like, wait a minute, if 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 I have roots in the Caribbean and I'm Puerto Rican, um, and I know that I'm black, then and they realize that they're black, so I'm like, hey, but they still have roots outside of the U.S. So it made me more connected to the movement of what's known as, like, back then it was just the black empowerment or black power movement. For me, of course, it was like in the 80s, like, say, I would say like the late 80s. I began to become more race conscious then when I was a kid. You know, see, knowing that I came out of a black woman. You come out of a black woman's legs, like, well, okay, I'm black, but I didn't think about it in that way because when I was growing up, if your family came from the Caribbean, excuse me, from Puerto Rico or anywhere in the Caribbean, you're your culture or your ethnic group. You're not a racial group of any kind. It's like if you happen to be light or dark or what have you, then it's like, okay, then that's what uh, that's what it happens to be. But you basically repped your ethnic group. You didn't rep, racial identification to Mother Africa or something like that. So at least that's what Africans or blacks, whether it be in America, the Caribbean, what have you, they didn't really rep their African. They weren't as African conscious as their culture had been as their foundation. Um, you know, Many people don't understand the origin of, say, the music, the dance, and even the art. Uh, the food. I don't think I mentioned food, but it's just it comes full circle when Africa's involved, and that's with anybody in the Caribbean. That's why it's important that Pan Africans all over recognize their connection to Africa. You know, Anywhere that Africans have ever have found themselves to be, it all is connected to Mother Africa, and that's what I found out later on in my life. I found out these great things about, uh, our history, our Black history. I mean, when I say Black history, I mean how it's interconnected with all of Africa's history. Throughout the Caribbean, throughout Africa, and throughout the Americas. Hell, even Canada or anywhere you find Africans. So that is what started the channel a long time ago, and now, of course, I intend to give more advice to young people about young and old, excuse me, young and old, regarding uh, what moves they can make in life to improve their situation. You know, whether it be education, whether it be career, um, even family relations, marriage, all these things are what has now become of this channel. So it's important that that everyone recognizes that this is what this channel is about. If there's any need for extra, you know, extra insights or any commentary that's worth making any type of videos, please make sure that if you're passionate about it, please address it in the comments, because I want to make good good content that can help as many people as possible.